Namaste, Satnam. Hello and welcome to I Am Woke. I am your host, Emelina. Today we're going to be going through a collective Akashic Records reading on behalf of humanity to uncover any messages that Spirit and the Lords of the Records may have for the full moon in Leo on February 27th, moving forward into March.
Akasha is Sanskrit for ether, the substance from which all things are formed. The Akashic Records are a sacred, multidimensional library of light where there is a record or database of every thought, action, and intention for all souls. There is a record of all past, current, and future events in all timelines and all dimensional space realities.
And so we do acknowledge the forces of light. We are asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth. And so it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. O Holy Spirit of God, please protect me from all forms of self-centeredness and direct my attention to the work at hand. Help me to know humanity in the light of the Akashic Records, to see humanity through the eyes of the Lords of the Records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of humanity have for humanity. The records are now open. Hello, dears. We are the Arcturian Galactic Council of Light, here to deliver the messages that are most pertinent for your personal, spiritual, and evolutionary growth on the planet at this time, specific to the new moon as well as the full moon. This is an energy update that will take you through the middle of March and beyond. It is not always easy for us to connect with many of you, for we are of a higher light frequency. To begin to be available for our frequencies and those dynamic healings of light that are moving through your atmosphere, that we have sent through to be received by you, to help you in your DNA activation upgrades at this time, to receive them as we would so very much appreciate and love and relish in you receiving these energy patterns. We ask that you take forward steps to elevate and uplift your own personal frequencies. This should not be a burden, but should be looked upon as a level of maintenance, similar to how you would bring your car into the shop every certain number of miles for an oil change. The human body and human experience is no different as a vessel in this physical form. Like the oil change in your car, the body needs its equivalent maintenance structures and patterns. We would like to bring some attention to those maintenance patterns because we have seen, not as a reprimand, but as a observance pattern, we have seen many of you are not taking care to the extraordinary level of maintenance to which each and every one of you need in order to vibrate at the frequency that will gain you the most amount of ease in these rapidly shifting planetary ascension processes. If we could impart one single idea for all of you during this transmission, it would be to elevate your own personal awareness of the maintenance of your more positive and neutral energy levels. For when you are running out of steam, when there is too much toxic cloud in your own personal frequencies and in your own personal energy, your aura, you begin to complain. It begins as micro complaining, which is just noticing when things are a little off balance. And in that noticing, that is the first feedback mechanism for you that you need to restore your energy before it escalates, which it often does. These energies of a lack of maintenance, when you need assistance in your own fields, move from micro complaining to gossip, to wondering what other people are doing and projecting your energy towards them, to arguments and conflict and denial, which then builds in momentum until you receive these frequencies as feedback in the form of slightly negative, maybe not slightly, depending on how much those of you are complaining, experiences that will be birthed in your physical environment. And as a quick note and also quick warning for you, these experiences and the manifesting from the thought waves into the physical realm are happening rather quickly, dear ones. A number of negative thoughts in a row steamroll into the conflict, which steamrolls into your environment with just within even a few days' time in Earth time, dear ones. For those of you that are listening, you are power manifestors. You know how to use the energy in your body for creation, to create from the emotional world into the material world. As a polite reminder, the emotional feelings of anger, of disgust, of judgment, and criticism are highly charged energies that magnetize energies just like them to you. They are rapidly moving, manifesting energies that will show up in your physical environment rather quickly at this time in your emotional, evolutional, and spiritual development. This is not to scare you, dear ones. This is to serve as a level of accountability for you to know how capable you are of producing both uplifting and unnerving experiences in your daily life. At any moment that you have realized a more negative experience, regardless of whether it is just an annoyance or a crisis, that is the moment where you have the opportunity to review how much you have been complaining or criticizing others. For something to come into your physical reality with magnitude, that is the feedback that you have been thinking, feeling, acting, and believing in faith with the fears that are showing themselves to you. Of course, this will not be a pleasant experience. However, it is completely necessary for your development, for the energies on the planet moving forward through the remainder of the year 2021 as you move forward towards the new year. The energy and manifestation abilities are progressing. By the close of this year, the energies that once took a certain amount of thought and belief pattern to manifest in reality will be magnetized by 7.2 times, dear ones. It will take you a seventh of the energy by the close of this year that it did then last year for you to manifest something into your physical reality. Now, of course, most of you listening to this channel will realize and to know that manifesting is not just positive experiences. What you manifest is anything on the duration of the scale, from an annoyance to a crisis to a positive flow to a miracle. And these experiences come about as a result of the frequency to which you are vibrating in the majority of your waking time. Your manifested physical reality is a reflection of the majority of your frequency that you push out into the world during your experience. It is not enough to complain through the day and then have a number of beautifully gratitude-driven thoughts before you go to sleep. These patterns are manifested by the amount of feeling and action you have through the day. We do suggest that each and every one of you take an audit on how you spend your emotions through the day. Similar to how so many of you have an over attention on money, currency, money energy, where your money is going, where your money is flowing, what is flowing back to you or not flowing back to you. We would like you to take the same degree of attention that you have on money and on paying your bills and purchasing things you desire and earning more. We would like that attention to move over to your emotions. For if you were to pay attention in the way that you do with money to your emotions, which is a power currency, your emotions develop power in movement, which is a currency, not unlike money. Although the difference is that money is neutral, where your emotions have a charge to them. That charge is decided upon you, whether you are thinking and acting in a way that produces a negative expectation of events in your environment, or if you are thinking and acting in a way that produces positive expectations emotionally in your environment. This is a very simple process. When you wake up, monitor your first thoughts. Are they positive? Negative? Where is the expectation that you believe and rely on for the day? It starts when you awaken. Write down your experience. As you move through your day, monitor when you switch emotions and how long you spend in each emotion. When you get triggered and agitated, how long do you sit into that emotion? Do you try to exaggerate it and exacerbate it? Do you spread it around? Do you talk to other people and gossip and expand that energy? And how long does that happen if that is something that you do? Do you find complaining to be an acceptable use of your emotional power? Many of you continue to complain because you feel that when you complain, you are bonding with those people around you. For none of you are truly complaining to yourselves. You're complaining to other people as an emotional currency to gain another emotion from the other human, whether it be pity, whether it be bonding and love, although we would say that when you are in the act of complaining, you are not receiving necessarily love in return, for you are not projecting love into your environment. So it would be important to take a look at where you feel like you get love from complaining. For many of you do, and we promise that you don't receive love back in exchange for putting out gossip and complaining. That's not how it works. You receive love in exchange for exhibiting feelings and thoughts of love, of acceptance. Complaining is quite literally a lack of acceptance. And for those of you that are attuned to the experience of actively trying not to complain, for you know better, then the next level is to look at where you criticize others, where you criticize yourself. This could be as simple even as if you are slightly more awakened and perhaps you are not criticizing anyone in your immediate environment. Just wait for a triggering environment when you go to the grocery store. So many of you encounter triggering environments at the grocery store, or when you go to get coffee, or when you get in your car. Wait for the triggering experience and allow your ego and your mind to project forward the first thought during the triggering experience, which for many of you, 98.2% of the time, that next thought is a criticism. Well, that person shouldn't have turned right. Well, that person didn't put their blinker on. Well, that person took the last loaf of bread at Whole Foods. Well, that person caught my position in line. I was waiting for the wheatgrass juice shot first. We are kind of making fun of you, but we also want to bring the attention and your awareness to the level to which you may criticize those, especially strangers, that you encounter in your daily experience. And to know that criticizing is an act of complaining. Criticizing is distancing yourself from your own power structure ability. It is a disempowering thought. It is a disempowering action. The criticism in its root is saying, I'm not enough. I cannot handle conflict, so I will tell someone else what they are doing wrong, or suggest my opinion in a situation where my opinion has not been asked for. In this way, I project a version or sense of myself ahead of myself that is of a false strength, a version of the ego, to protect the fact that I am under low self-esteem and do not know how to properly and emotionally handle the situation with additional self-acceptance, grace, and ease. This is okay, dear ones. Right now, we suggest that you just anticipate as you are moving forward to be the observer in your mind, to hear the critical thoughts, the thoughts that are complaining, and you won't have to hear them very long because very often they come out of your mouths and you speak them to those in your environment to gain what we would call emotional currency from the other people. When you complain, there is an energy exchange. It is why many of you do it. It's not a positive one. It is not a healthy exchange. But it is an emotional exchange. It is a power exchange. There is a current of energy behind it that you lose and gain. We're bringing your attention to this current and this exchange because many of you have displaced your power, thinking that you receive power from acts of criticism, complaining, and negative thoughts, and then sharing and broadcasting those thoughts, whether it is to a significant other, whether it is to a friend on the phone, or whether it is to thousands of people on Twitter. It's a form of displaced power. You're actually in these situations uncomfortable with your direct, spirit-driven power. Many of you refer to this as your greatness. So to dilute the greatness, for you're uncomfortable with sitting in the fact that you are a divine creator, you use that creative ability in a deconstructive way that dilutes your creative power and turns it into destructive power. You can get away with a certain amount of this depending on your frequency. Many of you will still even have very extraordinarily positive experiences manifest into your life, even though you are still carrying out these patterns. Moving through this full moon and the next new moon, in this next lunar cycle, what we are looking to impart to you is to bring attention to these patterns, for what we had just mentioned won't be the case in several months for you. The energies are compounding. The momentum coming into the earth and being integrated is growing at an exponential rate. Many of you need to be able to upgrade your frequencies with ease, so you won't be able to get away with the experiences of micro complaints, criticisms, judgments against others. These energies will no longer be tolerated within your experience, for when you upgrade several times, at some point, those negative experiences no longer fit into the bottom part of the spectrum of the new frequency. We implore you to really take a watchful eye towards your emotional experience over the next 2 to 4 weeks, dear ones. And fear not, do not expect these to manifest tenfold negatively into your life right now, for that is not the position you're in right now. For example, we would like to display, there are 2 ways perhaps to move a cattle forward. No, we are not suggesting that you are cattle, but this image seems to be the easiest perhaps for many of you to quickly integrate and understand. The first way to move the cattle forward is to use a cattle prod or some version of pain to nip the cattle in the rear. And then the cattle will move forward from the position of looking to escape the pain behind it. This would move the cattle in the direction you are looking to get it to move. The next way that a cattle would move forward is by you getting something like a pile of hay or a food that this cattle would prefer and offering it the food ahead of it so that it would have the option to walk forward out of its desire, which it would do. For there are two ways to move forward. You either move forward from looking to escape the pain, or you move forward out of wanting to claim a desire. It is up to you which direction you choose to experience at this time. Whether you would prefer to move forward from pain, away from pain in that way, or you would prefer to take action based on your current desires. Both will move you forward. They just have vastly different experiences in the moment-to-moment basis, emotionally and how you feel. They are the difference between experiencing struggle versus ease. We are not saying this for you to be fearful, dear ones. For those watching this transmission have active relationships with their higher selves. And your higher self will steer you in the direction of your highest good continually. Very often you will not fall off path, for your higher self is giving you the direction. The highest self always starts with desire, the inkling, the looking to move forward based on a dream or something you want to actualize into your environment. But when you don't take action on these initial offerings, energetic offerings, then the higher self will orchestrate along with your environment through co-creating experiences that will cause pain so that you will move forward to escape the pain. Regardless, you are still moving forward. The difference is just in how you emotionally interpret the experiences, to be struggle or to be in a place of ease. At this time, we encourage you to take the place of ease, to move forward based in your desires. And much of this has to do with how you maintain your energy, so that you may remember in each of these moments and decisions to take the easier path. Dear ones, we love you with such tremendous intensity. This is why we connect with you to send you these frequencies through the atmosphere of the earth. We wish for them to reach you with divine intelligence and ease. For these frequencies to reach you with ease, you must take care and consideration, again, as we mentioned in the beginning of the video, to your energy maintenance levels. This is the time to engage and indulge in your own self-care. When you feel low on energy, it is your responsibility to fill your well back up rather quickly, dear ones. We know so many of you are so action-oriented. Fear not to take an evening off, to take a bath, to watch a movie with your loved one, to do some writing, to do any level of maintenance work that would help you to discern and integrate the energies coming in at this time. For these energies are of a higher frequency. To meet them, you must be of a higher frequency to receive these downloads. We would love for you to receive them and anticipate that this will be done. Which is why the message of this full moon and next new moon is to actively monitor your own energy levels when you need maintenance, and to actively participate in learning about yourself to discover the types of maintenance that do the best for you. For many of you, this will be an active journaling practice, or perhaps an active meditation practice. Many of you will pick up additional yoga and work through moving the body and intuitive movement. For many of you, this will be implementing a cleaner diet, more greens, alkaline foods, fruits and vegetables. For many of you, this will be about consuming much more water to help facilitate your body's toxin removal. The maintenance required for your own energy will be something that you are knowledgeable of for yourself, if not one of the suggestions we just offered to you. We expect that most of you will begin moving into this better self-care, this better self-maintenance, so that you may be of better service to yourselves and to the greater humanity. For please do not forget, dear ones, that even in your inaction, you are of service to humanity. As you vibrate at a higher level, as you are comfortable and self-accepting to a core degree, as you provide less criticism into your environment, and you maintain your own uplifted energy levels with greater frequency, you affect everything around you. In this way, you are of great service to humanity. And many of you would say that this is inaction. This is a period of sitting, for you are not acting towards others. You are not acting as a catalyst to change others, but are just providing the foundation of self-acceptance to care for yourself. This is the theme of the next 30 days for you, dear ones. Extraordinary energy management. Learn to understand your emotions and what feedback they are giving to you. Learn to understand what emotions work for you, which don't, how to process through them quickly, and what you require to be at your utmost energy levels on a moment and daily basis. We hope and sincerely know that this message will reach you in a perfect divine way, and that you, of course, will be inspired to observe yourself and your energy levels and to take immediate action in elevating your own self-care. We are now sending through specific energy packets of light with upgraded light DNA codes for each and every one of you listening to this transmission to access now. To give permission for these downloads, all you need to do is mentally say, I am ready to receive. No matter when you are tuning into this video, we will ensure that these downloads and light packets are reached to you. And again, it is up to your ability to receive them through taking extraordinary maintenance and self-care over your own energy and emotional levels. With this, we truly believe we have delivered the transmission that was necessary today for those of you who are here to listen and to move forward. It is our responsibility to both educate and as well as provide energetic downloads and frequency upgrades to the humans at this time. And we feel that at this time, we have serviced in the way that we have promised. We hope that you find this energy and insight valuable as you move forward. With this, we will close out with a prayer. May you learn to observe your own energies, acknowledge both the darkness and the light within your emotions, and know and discover to use your own emotional power for good feelings, for projection of good events to come, and may you feel wholly and completely accepted by the self, both the lower self here and the higher self that is available for you to connect with at all times. May that self-acceptance radiate into the universe with the power of love to upgrade us all through these monumental shifts. May you be in the frequency of light. Wow, that was incredible. I feel so good right now. It's like the benefit of channeling. It's just a complete upgrade for me every time I do this. As always, I hope you really enjoyed this video and you're able to use any of the messages that came through to move forward with ease. If you loved this video, please remember to like it below, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss any future energy updates. I would love to hear from you in the comments below as well, as far as what resonated with you from the content. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have an amazing full moon, new moon, and month ahead. And until next time, I will see you guys soon. That was a power hitter, man. Those Arcturians, they are so stoic in how they present themselves. I always feel them in such a stoic, they're almost serious. But they have such great, clear information. I just always appreciate it. Also, I did something new. I got some stickers. I made some holographic stickers, you guys. If you want one, shoot me a message in the comments below, and I will mail one to you. I really love them. They change color based on the light. They are light-focused stickers. How cool is that? Oh, rainbows. I'm all about it. I think they're awesome. Okay, anyway, I'll see you guys later.